Problem set 2 continued. See question number 4. Some measures of angles are given in the figure. You have to find the measures of angle X and angle Y, and also you have to show that line L is parallel to line M. There are two questions here. First you have to find the measures of angle X and angle Y. Then you have to show that line L is parallel to line M. So we are given some measures of angles. To find measure of angle X and measure of angle Y, we have to prove line L is parallel to line M. But before that, we have to find measure of angle X and measure of angle Y. There are two questions over here. Now, how to find out measure of angle X and measure of angle Y? Measure of angle X will be equal to 130 degrees because they are vertically opposite angles. Look at the figure. You can see them to be vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are congruent, therefore their measures are equal. Hence, measure of angle X is equal to 130 degrees. Similarly, we can find measure of angle Y. Look at the figure. Here also we have two vertically opposite angles. So, measure of angle Y is equal to 50 degrees because vertically opposite angles have equal measures. Now we have to prove that line L is parallel to line M. So for the proof, we have to see whether we can use any tests for parallel lines. Now looking at the figure, we have angle X, that is measure of angle X plus 50 degrees. They are measures of interior angles. That is equal to measure of angle X we already found out as 130 degrees plus measure of 50 plus 50 degrees, that is equal to 180 degrees. We are getting it to be 180 degrees. So sum of the measures of the interior angles we are getting to be 180 degrees. So the lines are parallel. Which lines? Line L is parallel to line M because of the interior angles test for parallel lines. Hence we prove that line L is parallel to line M. So for this, to prove line L is parallel to line M, we are taking the sum of the measures of angle X and 50 degrees. If you look at the figure, you can see these measures are 130 degrees plus 50 degrees, that is equal to 180 degrees. Measure of angle X plus 50 degrees is equal to 130 degrees plus 50 degrees, that is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, line L is parallel to line M by interior angles test. Hence, we prove that line L is parallel to line M. So, we have solved this problem. You have to write the final statement. It is very important to write. Now, coming to the next question. Question number 5. Line AB is parallel to line CD, is parallel to line EF, and line QP is their transversal. Also you are given Y is to Z is equal to 3 is to 7. You have to find the measure of angle X. You are given line AB is parallel to line CD, is parallel to line EF. From that you can pick up what you want first. Pick up the lines AB and EF. Line AB is parallel to line EF because we are given the first line is parallel to the second line and the second line is parallel to the third line. So the first line will be parallel to the third line. So we can write line AB is parallel to line EF, which is given, and line QP is the transversal. Now look at the figure. Look at angle X and angle Z in the figure. Look at angle X and angle Z in the figure. What are those angles? They are alternate angles because they lie on either side of the transversal and in between the parallel lines. So they are congruent. Alternate angles are congruent. We have learned the alternate angles theorem. When the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles formed there are congruent. Therefore, angle X is congruent to angle Z. Take this to be first equation and write the reason there. It is alternate angles theorem, so write alternate angles. Now, what else is given in the question? Y is to Z is equal to 3 is to 7. That means measure of angle Y is to measure of angle Z is equal to 3 is to 7 is given. Now look at equation 1. We have angle X is congruent to angle Z. That means measure of angle X will be equal to measure of angle Z. So instead of measure of angle Z here, we can replace it by measure of angle X. So you will get measure of angle Y is to measure of angle X is equal to 3 is to 7. You will write the reason from equation 1. So you will write measure of angle Y is to measure of angle X because we are replacing Z by X because of equation 1. So you get measure of angle Y is to measure of angle X is equal to 3 is to 7. You have to write the reason by the side from equation 1. It is very important to write the reasons. Now, since here ratio format is there 3 is to 7, we can take the common multiple to be m because 3 is to 7 means 3 multiplied by 2 upon 7 multiplied by 2, otherwise it can be 3 multiplied by 1 upon 7 multiplied by 1, otherwise it can be 3 multiplied by 3 upon 7 multiplied by 3. So we will take the common multiple. We do not know what is the common multiple of the ratio. So let us take it to be some m. Let the common multiple be m. The number we are taking it to be m, the unknown number, the common multiple. Now, measure of angle Y can be written as 3 into m degrees and measure of angle X can be written as 7 into m degrees because we have measure of angle Y is to measure of angle X is equal to 3 is to 7. We have taken the common multiple to be m. So we get measure of angle Y to be equal to 3m degrees and measure of angle X to be equal to 7m degrees. Now, line AB is parallel to line CD also. It is given in the question. Now take these two parallel lines. Line AB is parallel to line CD, that is given, and line QP is the transversal. Now look at the figure. We have taken line AB is parallel to line CD and line QP to be the transversal. So now look at the figure. You can see angle X and angle Y to be interior angles. So we can apply the interior angles theorem here. So according to the interior angles theorem, the sum of the measures of the interior angles will be equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, we will get measure of angle X plus measure of angle Y is equal to 180 degrees. Look at the figure once again carefully. You are having line AB is parallel to line CD because it is given. You have tried the reason. And line QP is the transversal. Now, angle X and angle Y are interior angles. So, sum of the measures of the interior angles will be 180 degrees. So, we are getting measure of angle X plus measure of angle Y is equal to 180 degrees. Now, put the values over there. Measure of angle X is equal to 7m degrees and measure of angle Y is equal to 3m degrees. So, our equation becomes seven m plus 3m is equal to 180 degrees. Instead of measure of angle X, we can substitute 7m degrees, and instead of measure of angle Y, you can substitute 3m degrees. So, we get 7m degrees plus 3m degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So, now we have to calculate and find out the value of m. 7m plus 3m is equal to 180. So, 10m will be equal to 180. Ten multiplied by m. 10m means 10 multiplied by m. Keeping m this side, take the 10 to the other side of the equal to sign. So, multiplication becomes division when it is taken to the other side of the equal to sign. So, value of m will be 180 degrees upon 10. So, m will become 18. Substitute the value of m in measure of angle Y and measure of angle X. We are having measure of angle Y to be 3m degrees and measure of angle X to be 7m degrees. So, after finding out the value of m, we have to put it in these two equations and find out the value of Y and X. Ten m means 10 multiplied by m. So when you are taking 10 to the other side of the equal to sign, multiplication becomes division. So on the other side you have already 180 degrees. So 180 degrees upon 10 divided by 10. 180 degrees divided by 10, which is otherwise 18 degrees. So m is equal to 18 degrees. Now we have found out, we are asked to find out only the value of x, measure of angle x in the question. So you need not find out measure of angle y. It is enough to find out measure of angle x. That is 7m degrees. That is equal to 7 multiplied by 18 degrees, because the value of m is 18. So measure of angle x will be equal to 7 multiplied by 18 degrees we have measure of angle x to be equal to 7m degrees. Instead of m, put 18 degrees. So measure of angle x will be equal to 7 multiplied by 18 degrees. Therefore measure of angle x will be equal to, what is 7 multiplied by 18? 126 degrees. Therefore measure of angle x will be equal to 126 degrees. You are asked to find only the value of x. So write the answer for only measure of angle x. Measure of angle y is not asked. Look at the question carefully and write the answer. Measure of angle x will be equal to 7 multiplied by 18 degrees. Therefore measure of angle x is equal to 126 degrees. So your final answer is measure of angle x is equal to 126 degrees. Wherever you have to write the reason, you have to write it properly then and there, because you will lose marks if you are not writing the reasons. In 9th standard and 10th standard, this is the method to be followed. So you have to follow the method properly. See, for example, we have mentioned the reasons as alternate angles, interior angles. Whenever theorems are there, you mention it alternate angles. You don't want to write alternate angles theorem and interior angles theorem. Only for tests, we will be writing alternate angles test and interior angles test. But otherwise, for the theorems, write short form alternate angles, interior angles, like that. You have to mention the reason. Now, answer is measure of angle x is equal to 126 degrees. Now, coming to the next question. In the figure, if line Q is parallel to line R, line P is their transversal, and if A is equal to 80 degrees, find the values of F and G. So, you are given line Q is parallel to line R and line P is their transversal. Also, you are given A is equal to 80 degrees. So, all these will come in the given data. Now, what we have to find? We have to find the values of F and G. Now, coming to the solution, A is equal to G because look at the figure, you have them to be alternate exterior angles. So, mention the reason like that. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So, the measures are equal. So, we are getting A is equal to G. Therefore, G will be equal to 80 degrees because we are given that A is equal to 80 degrees. So, when you substitute the value of A to be 80 degrees in A is equal to G, you will get the value of G as 80 degrees. You have to write the reason by the side since A is equal to 80 degrees. Now look at the figure. You can find out F and G are angles in a linear pair. They are angles in the same straight line. Now F plus G is equal to 180 degrees. Write the reason by the side. Angles in a linear pair. F and G are angles formed in the same straight line. Sum of the measures of the angles in a linear pair is 180 degrees. Because angles in a linear pair are supplementary. So F plus G is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore F plus 80 degrees will be equal to 180 degrees because you can substitute the value of G, because we have found out the value of G is 80 degrees. You can take it to be equation number 1 also. G is equal to 80 degrees. You can take that step. That equation is equation number 1. Then you can substitute here. F plus G is equal to 180 degrees you are having. Therefore, F plus 80 degrees instead of G, you can put 80 degrees. So, F plus G instead of G, you can put 80 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So, you get the equation F plus 80 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. This is from equation number 1 because I have taken G is equal to 80 degrees as equation number 1. So we have this step, F plus 80 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. The reason is from equation 1. You have to write within brackets the reason. You can write by equation 1 or you can write from equation 1. Anyhow, it has to be written. Therefore, F will be equal to 180 degrees minus 80 degrees. Because when you take plus 80 degrees to the other side of the equal to sign, it will become minus 80 degrees. So, F will be equal to 180 degrees minus 80 degrees. What is 180 degrees minus 80 degrees? Subtract 80 degrees from 180 degrees. What will be the answer? It will be 100 degrees. Therefore, F is equal to 100 degrees. Now in the question we are asked to find out the values of F and G. Read the last line of the question. Find the values of F and G. In the same pattern you have to write the answer. You have to read the question and accordingly you have to write the answer. You are asked to find the values of F and G. So how you will write the answer? The value of F is 100 degrees. And value, check the spelling, VALUE. The value of F is 100 degrees. And one more value is asked. What is that value? Value of G is also asked. So you have to write that also. And the value of G is 80 degrees.